The year is 2347. Humanity's reach has extended far into space, with colonies stretching across planets in neighboring star systems. But despite decades of exploration and colonization, one goal has always remained elusive: the discovery of a true Earth-like world, a second home capable of sustaining life just as Earth once had. The story begins on the massive spaceship Ascendant, a vessel built with state-of-the-art technology, designed specifically for long-term interstellar exploration. The crew of the Ascendant are the best of the best scientists, engineers, ex-soldiers, and seasoned astronauts, all handpicked for their resilience and expertise. They have spent nearly 30 years in deep space, far from any help, exploring and documenting the distant reaches of the galaxy. Their mission is simple but ambitious: find a new home for humanity. After years of endless star maps, barren worlds, and near misses, a signal comes in from an unmanned probe sent far ahead of the ship. The message is simple but astounding. Planet YS7, located on the outskirts of the Vega cluster, displays characteristics not unlike Earth's. Not just atmospheric conditions, but the presence of water, plant life, and more importantly, what the probe describes as organic movement. For the first time, the crew feels real hope. Planet YS7 has the potential to be the final planetfall, the place where humankind could start again. But as they approach the system, strange readings begin to appear. The ship's sensors start picking up odd energy fluctuations that shouldn't exist in an empty region of space. Despite the anomalies, the crew pushes forward, and soon the blue-green world of YS7 fills their viewing ports, spinning below them like a forgotten gem. Descending toward the surface, the crew prepares for what they expect to be a routine landing. But the atmosphere is turbulent, almost unnaturally so. Their ship is battered by high winds, electrical storms, and gravity anomalies, unlike anything they've encountered before. Eventually, they manage to land shaken but in one piece, on a lush plateau surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains that seem to glow faintly in the twilight. At first glance, YS7 is beautiful. The trees bear purple and red leaves that shimmer, and rivers wend their way through valleys of strange, bioluminescent flowers that pulse like living lights. It feels like paradise. The scientists run tests, and everything seems compatible with human life: no toxic elements, breathable air, and plenty of drinkable water. After the hardships of their journey, the crew feels relief like never before. They celebrate the possibility of founding the first real colony on a habitable world. Then, as night falls, things begin to change. One of the biologists, Dr. Leila Hatcher, notices that some of the glowing plants appear to have shifted slightly. At first, she thinks it's just her eyes playing tricks in the dim light, but then she sees it again. Whole patches of flora have moved subtle, almost imperceptible, but enough to make her uneasy. Reporting her findings to the captain, she's met with skepticism. But as the night progresses, more and more of the crew begin to notice oddities. Footsteps echo in the distance, yet they can't see anything creating them. They find strange patterns in the soil around their camp, and whispers fill the air, barely audible but undeniably real. Despite these eerie signs, they continue exploring, determined not to give in to superstition. Their scanners pick up readings from an enormous structure hidden in the forest several kilometers away. It appears to be some kind of artificial construct buried beneath the ground, but there are no signs of any sentient life capable of building it. Intrigued and slightly unnerved, the crew sets out to investigate. The structure is ancient like nothing they've seen. It seems to be made of a metallic alloy that resists all scans and analysis. As they move through it, they find walls covered in symbols that resemble both mathematical equations and organic patterns. Some parts of the structure almost look like they're alive, pulsing slightly as if responding to their presence. A feeling of unease grows among the crew. When they reach the central chamber, they find something that defies all reason: a massive spherical object hovering mid-air, emanating a faint hum. It appears to be some kind of core, a central control or brain, but it's unlike any technology they know. Suddenly, one of the crew members, Dr. Malek, touches the sphere, and immediately he falls unconscious, whispering words in a language no one understands. When he wakes, his personality is different, colder, detached, as if something else is sharing his mind. Days pass, and the crew continues to experience increasingly strange phenomena. Lights flicker around them at night, shadows move when there's no one to cast them, and each member begins to feel a peculiar connection to the planet. They start to hear voices, whispers telling them to leave, yet also inviting them to stay, filling their minds with visions of an ancient civilization, a species that once lived here but vanished long ago. The captain decides it's time to leave. Whatever mysteries YS7 holds, they are not worth the risk. But when they return to the Ascendant, they discover that the ship's systems are mysteriously offline. All of their communications are blocked, and something is preventing the engines from firing up. As they frantically work to solve the issue, they realize they're trapped on the surface. Soon, they start to suspect that YS7 isn't just a planet. It's alive. The world itself, from the trees to the rocks to the soil, is part of a larger organism. The structure they found was not a ruin but a memory, a remnant of a civilization that became one with the planet. Slowly, they pieced together the horrifying truth. Year 7 is not a haven but a trap, a sentient ecosystem that lures in travelers, and they're forbiding them than your energy and using their memories to lure in more. Desperation sets in. Crew members begin disappearing one by one, only to reappear, changed, their faces hollow, their eyes cold and alien. They move and speak like ghosts, haunting those who remain, repeating messages that seem to come directly from the planet itself. It's clear now that the planet does not intend to let them leave. Year 7 wants them to join it, to become part of its collective consciousness, to add their memories, knowledge, and experiences to its own. In a final, desperate move, the remaining crew members set up a distress beacon, sending out a warning to any other ships that might follow. They sacrifice themselves to overload the beacon's power source, creating an explosion that might break the planet's hold on their ship. As the documentary closes, viewers learn that the Ascendant's distress signal was picked up several years later by another passing vessel. The message was clear but chilling: do not approach Is 7. The final planetfall is a trap. The rescue team found no trace of the crew, only an empty shell of a ship and a haunting, timeless silence across the lush, beautiful landscape of the planet below. In the end, Year 7 remains a mystery, a forbidden place that lies waiting, watching, and luring in anyone bold enough or foolish enough to attempt one last planetfall.